All right, folks, we're back in Europe. This time we're back in Sweden with Per Kristensen. On this episode, we'll be hunting the European wild boar, roe deer, and moose. All right, folks, Rick Mills here.
And Nina Mills.
And welcome back to WILD Jaeger Outdoor TV's part 2 of our Hunting in Sweden and Per Kristensen special. My name is Ricky Mills, a retired Special Forces officer and the host of WILD Jaeger Outdoor TV. As a Green Beret, my job was to infiltrate into foreign countries by land, sea, or air, using my language skills and cultural sensitivity to accomplish the mission, whatever it may be. As a global hunter, I'm inviting you to follow me and my team of international hunters as we travel the globe on a quest to hunt every country and every huntable game species. This is WILD Jaeger. One of the interesting things about WILD Jaeger is that we are an international pro staff. So when you're on WILD Jaeger, you're going to experience a lot of different traditions and cultures, but part of that comes the language barrier, but also the ability to just open your mind up a little bit and be ready to experience different languages. You're going to notice in some of Per's videos, he is speaking Swedish. We're going to provide you with subtitles, and we hope that you can enjoy just taking in some of the Swedish language and some of the Swedish culture through Per and through Per's videos that he's provided us with. So some interesting facts about Sweden are the fact that Sweden is part of Scandinavia. It's bordered by Finland on its eastern side, and on its southwestern side is connected to Denmark with a tunnel bridgeway system. The capital of Sweden is Stockholm, and Sweden has around 10 million people with approximately 450,000 square kilometers of land. So the next species we're going to talk about in Sweden specifically that Per Kristensen is hunting is the roe deer. We've got a few hunts here with Per Kristensen coming in. He's taken several roebucks. He annually takes a pretty nice roebuck, and he usually provides us with that footage. So let's take a look at a few of Per Kristensen's roebuck hunts here.
Det är fredag eftermiddag. Jag ska ut på första passet. Det är bockjakt som gäller. Räv, grävling, vildsvin. Så vi får se om det kommer någonting. Jag ska ut och kika lite ikväll bara. Jag har torn, en kraftledningsgata och en åker som jag ska sitta vid. Så det blir spännande. Så får vi se om det kommer något. Jag sköt vid detta tornet för 2 år sedan. Det gick ju locka in dem fortfarande. Fast det är den... Ja, jag vet inte ens vad det är för datum. 27 tror jag. 26-27 kanske. Jag hörde honom, eller jag hörde det braka till i skogen. Jag tror det känns som skottet satt bra.
This episode of WILD Jaeger Outdoor TV is brought to you by Box Pro High Performance Game Calls, proudly made in the USA. Top Rack, the best European mount hanger available. I love all veterans. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard, and then now Space Force. Because of my injuries, my accident, my status as a disabled veteran, we are able to positively advise soldiers that have physical and mental injuries. They're in those middle stages of like, I'm hurt, I'm injured. My body is not gonna be what it was before. Bo, perfect. The Wounded Warrior effort of taking soldiers back out and getting them in the field, getting them hunting, returning them to their roots, and returning them to something that internally is a comfortable place, so that they can forget for even just a short period of time and move on a little bit and spend time, some fellowship and some camaraderie with other people that share the same interests.
That's awesome. What you got, Jack? Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you, Rick.
It's been a pleasure to get you out here hunting.
Yes.
That's the big question that I get a lot of times. There's so many veteran support organizations. Hey, Rick, you're a retired Army guy. Give me an example of one that you think's a good veteran support organization. And
WILD Jaeger Veteran Adventures.
And we created one. We went out and we built our own. So if you're wondering where you can go to find out information about how you can give to support WILD Jaeger Veteran Adventures, you can go to our website at www.wildjaeger.com and then look for the WILD Jaeger Veteran Adventures page. When you scroll to the bottom, there's a donate button there. You can volunteer your land for access for hunting. You can volunteer game on your land. Volunteering your lodge or your cabin for space for veterans to come in and stay in. Feel free to call me or call John anytime to talk about what you'd like to do to help us get veterans in the outdoors and get them out on a WILD Jaeger Veteran Adventure.
Det där ja. Gick inte så långt. Satt lite långt bak skottet. Men det var en liten bock i alla fall. Inget monster, men den var fin. Det här är nog helt klart den minsta fyrtaggare jag har skjutit. Det var skönt. Han gick inte så långt. Jag har dragit ut den till åkerkanten här igen. Ikväll, 10 meter in där ungefär.
The next species we're going to talk about is the wild boar. So let's watch some video of Per taking the hunt to some wild boar.
A hunter's job in Europe is to defend the crops. Per is hunting over a wheat field here. Without the hunters, the fields would be destroyed. One of the most dangerous things you can do is stalk a wounded wild boar. You can see how cautious Per is in this situation.
Det var kul. Det funkade ju det här. Nio dov, en räv och sen ett gäng grisar. Det var ju perfekt. Vilken kväll. Jag har suttit ute många kvällar nu och väntat på att få se en skjutbar gris. Och ikväll gick det vägen. Nu hem till slaktborden. Och sen är det dags att sova för jag jobbar imorgon. Ha det gott. Glöm inte prenumerera. Ha det.
In Europe, as well as North America, a lot of hunters will use cigar or cigarette smoke to help check the winds. European hunters typically use an objective lens with a size of 50 to 56 millimeters so that it pulls in more light and they can actually see more through their scope than you can see with the naked eye.
Lite större än den du sköt häromdagen, men det är ju en unggris ändå med.
Ja, jo det är det ju. Definitivt.
Åh, vad duktig du är, Tindra. Ja, vad du är duktig. Sitter bra det här skottet.
Ja, det kändes bra.
Men det går ju.
Ja,
det går ju. Bra bit.
Definitivt.
All right, folks, let's get to this moose hunt that we've been talking about for a while. Again, Mina and I have both experienced moose up in Scandinavia. I've experienced them several times because I've been in the tree stand and I've been on the ground hunting roe deer up in the Åland Islands, and there are moose all over that island, let me tell you. I think moose in Europe, just like in North America, they only push down into Europe so far. So obviously Scandinavia, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland has a large population. You get down into the Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and they have a good moose population also.
In this video you will follow me and our hunting group on a traditional Swedish moose hunt. In Sweden we traditionally hunt moose as a group. We release one specially trained dog and all the hunters take place in the woods. As a group we get a specific number of moose tags. I saw a lot of moose while recording this video. Most of them never knew there was a dog in the woods. Älgjaktpremiär i Småland. Vi har precis klart första såten. En av hundarna hittar ett ensamt hondjur som är lovligt, men Ja, det stack iväg långt utanför våra marker. Så nu är jag på väg tillbaka till bilen och ska åka på samling. Så får vi se nästa såt vad som händer. Jag har inte sett något. Jag trodde det kom en hel demonstration med älgar innan, men det var ju näckhare som vanligt. Men, det är så det är. Inför andra såten så delade vi upp oss och halva laget åkte iväg till en annan mark vi har. Även om inte jag fick se någonting i andra såten så gick det betydligt bättre för dem där. Och min far hade med sig kameran och kommer visa hur det gick.
Ja, då får en gratulera. Där har vi skytten. Och där är kalven. Måste vi gå upp och titta på tjuren med. Och här ligger tjuren. Ja, trevligt. 3 skott, 3 djur. Ko, kalv och tjur.
The moose population in Sweden, like other countries, needs to be managed. It's hunters that do that. Game is managed on a 33% or 1/3 ratio between cows, calves, and bulls.
Och nu börjar arbetet. Och här ligger en liten kossa.
This episode of WILD Jaeger Outdoor TV is brought to you by Box Pro High Performance Game Calls, proudly made in the USA. Top Rack, the best European mount hanger available.
Dag 2 börjar väldigt bra. Redan på väg till pass ser jag ko och kalv ute på hygget jag ska sitta. Jag har kalv kvar på kvoten, men på detta stället skjuter vi inte enkelkalv första veckan. Så de får gå vidare.
The European moose is much smaller than the North American moose, as you'll see here soon, in body and antler size. This is actually a really nice moose for Europe. Per has to watch this one go by since the bull tag has already been filled. Only when you don't have a tag does something like this happen.
Ja, det där händer ju inte varje dag. Eftersom det sköts en 3-taggare igår så hade vi ingen mer tjur på kvoten. Och nu fick jag en 10-taggare på 30 meters håll. Och han ställer sig still där. Det är så jävla typiskt, men spännande är det. Nu ska vi se om jag kan fånga hunden här i löpan.
Every group hunt in Europe is a social event.
Ja, inte första krigan, det hann jag inte med. Den kom bakom mig.
Something WILD Jaeger can help you experience.
Ja, det blev inget skjutet för mig idag. Däremot så fick jag precis samtal från Formin som har skjutit en fyrtaggare, en tjur, i ett annat lag vi är med. Så det blir lite att avlägsna sig härifrån nu och åka dit och hjälpa till lite. Det ska bli kul att se vad han har skjutit för något.
So that finishes out part 2 of our 2-part series on hunting in Sweden, and then specifically our introduction of Per Kristensen, WILD Jaeger Sweden. We hope you enjoyed this episode of WILD Jaeger Outdoor TV, and we would like to invite you back for some more exciting North American and European hunting on WILD Jaeger Outdoor TV.